Come on!
Darkness must be a loud place, with emaciated mongrels attacking your heels and ravenous vapors tearing through your pores. When you scream, no one hears you. They bother not to care. And the pit in your stomach must match the hole in your brain for a 24-hour high. I imagine cocaine or crack or heroin must be the only thing to bring you relief from yourself, because I've seen it. Mouths open and heads back, focused on the heavens, slurred speech, long draws, a slow motion, adoration, isolation, and finally, emptiness. She was so quiet when she wasn't high. Calming and unnoticed even and refined. She'd get up, do whatever it was that she needed to do, but all the while a demon of death was whimpering in her depths. It may have sounded something like, I bet you can't make it through the day without thinking of needing me, because you know you're nothing without me. You see, drugs are notorious for being jealous and spiteful lovers. Shackled in heat and mediocrity, the drink of the coke was the only antidote, and to her the silent screams emanated through her mind so horribly, so that cough syrup and Listerine and crushed pills had to hold her over until she got to the gin and the beer. And ugly truths were her specialty. Whether or not you wanted to hear them was not of her concern, and once she said that verbal slap, it would sting for years. I mean, forever, accompanied by every unnecessary motherfuck yous and so sue me's you could ever imagine. She was a 5'1" beast. I watched her take my great-grandmother's cane and beat the hell out of her son's birthday cake. The horrible things that she said to us when she was high was unbelievable. I had a bruise that protruded out my back that sent me halfway out the window with my father's foot halfway through her ass that streamed cocaine and Canadian Reserve, the bitter twist and smirk out of her mouth when she took a deep swallow of that poison. The yellow of her eyes and the bulging of her liver created a segue straight through to depression, thievery, and conceit. I couldn't stop myself from loving her, though. Convinced that all of the good had to outweigh the bad, I continued to crowd her with all of the innocent love that I had to give, because I was her shiny poo. And she was my auntie, saying thrice when I needed something and smiled sweetly when she called upon me as a token of her pride, whopping in the middle of the night. When I looked into her eyes, I saw no hatred but hunger. I called her mama for years, convinced that mine was too dark, and well, she fit the bill. Not too many girls are lucky enough to say, well, you know what? My mama didn't want me, but I had 3 other women that raised me to be the woman I was supposed to be. I thank her for all the field trips and visits to the planetarium, bologna wrapped in aluminum foil, mocking ovens and plastic sandwiches, because it wouldn't have half as much fresh love wrapped up in it, or how my hair better be dipped and whipped, and I better turn heads everywhere I go, or if I don't speak correctly, I will be ignored, and if I don't graduate, I will not be loved, or nobody was pretty enough or as talented as me. Y'all, she loved me. My auntie loved me. I never desired to be too far away from her. I needed her too much. I didn't know that as life would saunter by, that it would be she, in fact, who needed me. Every April 3rd at 4 a.m. in the morning, I would wake up to a well-wrapped gift in my bed. Even as the gems began to disappear, this lady who lived in a glass house would dare others to throw stones, because she taught me how to be untouchable. Shit started getting harder, though. Ear hustling through my vent, my parents crying and yelling at each other in the middle of the night over how much she's been drinking and who done got mixed up with, and how they never wanted me to see her go through detox and alcoholic seizures. She never really grasped the program. It works if you work it. Sip and sway, one day at a time, screaming and fighting doctors, powerless, leaving clinics in the middle of the night, phone ringing. Shampoo, come get your auntie from the doctor. Each time I would pick her up, I saw more and more of her souls disappear through a toothless grin and a bloated existence. Never forgetting to ask if we could stop by the store and get her 4-pack, thinking nothing would break her. Sure, we knew she was a junkie, addict, alcoholic, and that one day the stuff would kill her, but we began to believe that she would live to see many days longer than we'd expect. 51 years old. May 19, 2009, 12:20 p.m. Hemophilia, cirrhosis, bronchitis, high blood pressure. pressure, under the influence, found with traces of cocaine in her system. Black female. She's going to die. The doctor looks me square in the eyes, half knowing that I'm really not her daughter, but lying and desperately asking for answers and arriving in the emergency room by myself that night. You might want to begin calling your family members. She'd fallen out in her own vomit and mixed with blood and frustration. I kept asking the nurse, well, can you just clean her face, please? I don't want people seeing her like that. Unable to be revived, the blood swelled and ran through her brain, and that any operation would deem retardation, and surely we would want this woman cognitive and alive to tell us that we were beautiful and step with us in the middle of the night and in the living room and demand our babies, and most importantly, to just keep asking to get to that damn liquor store, riding in the car 4 months before shampoo. I want to be buried in something bright and pretty. Don't put me in no damn boring ass black. We look at one another and scream in unison, yellow, and laugh because that was her favorite color. She continued, and don't be doing no damn crying. Have a damn ball when I die because I'm going to have one myself. Auntie going to be fine, and you better believe that. I never thought I'd be standing over her bed with my sister talking about how we would paint her toes bubblegum pink and make sure that her hair was done in Shirley Temple curls the way that she loved them. She wasn't invincible. She was very real and very human. And human beings die with addictions every day. You just hope a blind eye turn will prolong your selfish wants and desires to keep them around, whispering in her ear, body still warm. God damn it, Auntie. Her son pacing, just wake the fuck up. Her mother accepting, look, Ethan, I'm going off to glory. Her brother crying when she was ready to go. She was ready to go. To just be cursed out one more time, yelled at her, asked for a liquor store trip, but suit me just fine because in my dreams I only see her. And you see, in Native American culture, it's a blessing, but I'm constantly tortured because I just want to get one more drunk message to wave off and delete off of my phone. Shampoo, this your auntie. Why the hell you never answer the phone when I need you? To recall. Ugly truths were her specialty, and what I couldn't pull together to write at a funeral, I decided to write now. She had hers, and I have mine. Lakeitha Annette Morgan, addict, 30 plus years, mother, daughter, sister, and supporter. Addict. May she rest in